Now then guys, welcome to Strasz Gaming. I'm Luke and this is my Harrogate save on Football Manager 2020. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe. Obviously the lockdown is still going on. The world is still a little bit of a crazy place. Hairdressers are not open. As you can see, my hair is a well and true absolute mess and I can't bother to do anything with it. So you guys have to put up with it if you're watching it. Today is a big episode. We got promoted. If you didn't watch the end of the last couple of episodes, we got promoted to the Championship. We're going to look at the transfers that we've made. We're going to play the first game of the season as well against Sheffield Wednesday. And we're going to have a good season. I've got a feeling about this season. We're just going to try not to get relegated. So we're going to jump straight into things. Transfers is the main thing. And we'll probably jump into transfers straight away because people like to do that. So we'll go transfers, we'll go release players. I need to get my head around it. It's been a while since I've actually recorded yet again. But players that are released. Michael Hudson, the goalkeeper, is gone. Michael Lawson has gone. The right winger. Brooks gone. Ben Beach is gone. Lynch. Patchin, unfortunately, is gone. He just wasn't good enough for us. Taylor's gone, the left back, and Ryan Riddle again, the wing back. Just not good enough players. Obviously, the big one, Joe Lynch, has been around since the start. It didn't really do much for us, to be honest with you. We ended up loaning him out at the end of the last season. Wasn't good enough for our squad, so he's gone. And yeah, so that's pretty much the players that have gone. The players that have come in. There's a couple of loan players that aren't actually on here, and we'll go through them in a minute. But a lot of obviously free players brought in. Also, we've gone out on frees. Bridace is gone, and also George Tanner as well. I don't know why they're on the free transfer market. I think we've obviously just let them go. So we're going to start with Lee Buckingham from Derby. And some of these players are quite a lot more money than some of the best players that we can bring into the club, to be honest with you. He's a left back. He's on £6,500 a week, worth 300k. Reports-wise, he's not even the best left back at the club, which is kind of worrying in a way. He was meant to be the best left back that I brought in, but he's on a lot of money, so we brought him in. And then we brought in Max Bird. Again, another player playing the defensive midfield role, worth 1.7 million. Again, I've kind of brought him in thinking I can maybe make a bit of money out of this guy. If he does well for us, he does. That's another thing as well. So he's, what, 3.5 star, potential 3-star, 23 years of age, ball in a midfielder in the defensive midfield role. We didn't take, I can't remember what his name was now, who we had in on loan last season. Ryan McDonald is apparently still our best defensive midfielder, even though he's only worth 250k. So I don't kind of get that at all, but fair dues is what it is. Tyrese Shade, we had him on loan a couple of seasons ago, and he did really well for us. It was in League 2. He scored a load of goals for us. He's one of our best players. He then played last season in League 1 on loan against Strasz. We did all right, but we've managed to get him on a free, and he is the kind of also, again, second best wing back at the club, but not wing back, winger at the club, but he's done well for us. We've had him here before. We know who he is. He's on 1.7k a week. He's worth £300,000. Again, he's probably a player that we may be able to sell and make a bit of money off in a couple of years' time, and how we do. Then we've brought in Jake Hayes, Doyle Hayes. It's another central midfielder. Again, he's worth 2.2 million on £6,000 a week. Advanced playmaker. Just someone that come in who's a little bit better than Kyle Taylor was last season. Again, Kyle Taylor had a very good role for us. Did really well for us, but he's coming to there. He's going to be decent for us. Then we've got Joe Endall, a centre back. Yeah, a centre back, a young one, pretty much. He's all right. It looks pretty decent, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple of players here. I'm sure I'm missing some right backs and left backs, but we'll go through that in a minute. So we'll actually have a look at the team report, because I think actually looking at that, we're struggling, because team report, squad depth. Yeah, James Bury. Why is he not on there? Did we not go through him? Hang on. Let me just quickly go back. I've missed a player, haven't I? James B. I did miss a player. James Bree. We've bought in, again, on a free, £400,000 a week. He's on 5k, but he's a right back because we couldn't get Lamptey back on loan. Got him in from QPR. and they bought him for 300,000 from Aston Villa. He's played in the Championship a couple of games for them last season. Didn't really get much into it, but he's by far the best kind of right back at the club. He's pretty much the only right back that we've got at the minute. So if we go team report, squad depth, and this was also obviously show us some of the players that we've managed to get back on loan. Not many, considering how many players we had last season. We managed to get Leighton Stewart back on loan. He's going to be the main striker for us again after the sensational season he had for us last season. 45 games, 25 goals. We had to bring him back, see if we can do it in the Championship. Also, Connor Pilkington, he's back in on loan. He's going to be the main winger there. Left-hand side's not too great. We've still got a couple of players on trial. It's still not the end of the transfer window, but it's looking pretty decent. The back four is probably going to be, you've got Bree, you've got Shildon, then you've got Oslo, and probably Buckingham. Oh no, Buckingham's going to be on the left, isn't he? Right, and so centre-back wise, should be all right. Goalkeepers, we've only got the one. We're going to struggle. Youth-wise, I'm pretty sure if we go to development centre, we have a look at the under-18s. We are slowly getting, potential-wise, there's not really anyone in the under-18s. But under-23s, we've got, is he a goalkeeper? No, he's a centre-back. John, this is who we've just signed, and we've just seen him. He's going to be moving into our main squad. I feel like he may feature. I'm all over the place today. We've got another centre-back who looks all right, but that's pretty much about it. We're definitely struggling again for the squad rotation, the depth in play. We've only got one real striker. We've still got Lasley. We've also got... Have we got him? Bear with me one sec. Yeah, we've still got Raphael. I managed to get him on a contract, 1.5k a week, just as a youngster bringing in. So that's pretty much the squad that we've brought in. It's the first kind of game. It's probably going to be line up something like that. I need to have a better look at that before we get into the first game of the season. The club vision is pretty much just survive, work within the wage budget, which we're doing, fight bravely against relegation. So even if we do get relegated, it's not going to be too bad. Long as we're doing all right. FA Cup is be competitive. Carabao Cup, we've reached the second round minimum. That is kind of a good thing. Still play attacking football, play possession football. Not really going to change the tactic too much. Finances are, we're 500,000 in the Reds. We are currently... committed spending is higher than our actual wage budget, but I can sort that out a little bit further down the line. What else is there to look at? Let's have a look at the season preview. I've not looked at the season preview yet, so this is going to be interesting. Season preview, where did the... Oh my God. It's a season preview. You can't even see where they think. So bear with me. Let me just turn me off. Oh no. There we go. We are rock bottom, predicted to finish rock bottom of this league. That is how scary this league is going to be. Oh my God. It is going to be a tough league. But if we stay up, we've got every right to build and just slowly get up. I don't think we're going to do what we did last season, where we managed to go straight up, get promoted. That is not going to happen this season whatsoever. It really isn't. If you look at some of the fixtures we've got, the first month, it's not too bad, but then you've got the likes of Crystal Palace, Leeds, Burnley, they're big games, West Ham, Hull. We've also got Leicester in this league. We literally have just jumped up massively compared to where we were before, and it's going to be fun. It really is definitely going to be fun. Pre-season as well, we've actually done all right. We've only lost one friendly against Crystal Palace. The rest we did all right. So whether we can go off that, I don't know. At least the team's got some good spirits about them. So without further ado, we've looked at everything else. Let's jump into the first game of the season against Sheffield Wednesday. And let me just sort the tactics out. And we'll see how we get on. So I think this is how we're going to be lining up for our first game in the Championship. We've got McGee in goal. We've got Bree on the right. We've got Endall, the youngster, the 18-year-old. He's not quite good enough to be in this team yet, but he's playing just due to injuries. We've got Francis is injured. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Who else is Buckingham, who could probably play in that position, is injured. McDonald, it suggested to play there. He's not fully fit. Now, so he's going to be getting his debut today alongside Oslo, then Shildon at left back. Birdie's going to be starting. as the ball-winning midfielder. He's making debut today with Moles as the box-to-box midfielder, with Hayes as the advanced playmaker on support. We've also got Pilkington on the right-hand side. We've got Shade on the left. I'm going to put him as an inside forward, in fact, inverted winger, because he's better at that, just because we've got Anthony that's out injured. He's not fully fit yet, but it would do. And then Leighton Stewart up top. So it's a strong team. Star rating looks decent, but again, you look at the report on some of these players, they still say they're good for the Vanarama National League. So it's going to be a definitely a tough one. It is going to be a tough one, but if we start off with a win, we are at home, which is good. I don't know if there's any news about the stadium being extended. I don't know what happens about getting up into the Premier League, because I know you need a certain kind of stadium for that. So I don't know if we're going to be working on getting the stadium built. We haven't had a new stadium, I don't think. I think we've had a extension on the stadium. I'm not too sure, but I'll have to look at that at some point. But the game kicks off, the first game in the Championship, and hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves. That's the thing. If we lose, we lose, but just a good first game against Sheffield Wednesday would be nice. Don't concede a goal early on. Bree wings the ball at Endhill, Moles, Pilkington crosses it to Shade. His first game back as well. He's had a season out from us, but he's come back in, actually ours as well. And that's the other thing. Oh my God, Tyrese Shade gets his first goal of the season for us. Not his first ever goal for us, but his first goal within inside a minute. And this is good football from our team. I tell you what, I just got a feeling about this team. It's building on quite nicely. Tyrese Shade straight back in, scoring goals for us. That's what he did this season and was in. And we're building some good youngsters come through. We've seen the goal again. I don't really want to see it again. We've just seen it. Our checking for offside. He wasn't offside. A very good start. The perfect start that we needed. Half time. Nothing really happened. But I'm fine with that. It's still 1-0. And I'll take 1-0 as it stands. If we finish 1-0, if it ends a draw, I'll be happy with it. But I'm just going to say I'm happy. I don't know what that line is still on the pitch with the offside. I'm not too sure about that. But we'll just let the game play out and just see what happens. If it's broken and we don't get another highlight and we win that way, that is fine by me. But Pilkington's not having a great game. Stewart's not having a good game up top. So I'm thinking maybe having to make some changes. There is no highlights happening in this game. What is going on? Right, so what am I doing? What am I doing? Pilkington. We could put... We haven't really got anyone that can play on the left. That's the problem. We haven't got Anthony on the bench. We could probably play... I'm going to put Raphael on the right-hand side here as an inside forward. It's a bit dangerous doing that. He's a youngster. It's not his right position. But that's that. And then I'm going to... Stupidly, I'm going to bring Lasley on up front. This is where it goes downhill. Lasley's not even good enough to be in this team, really. He shouldn't be around. But if he gets a goal in the Championship, I'll be happy he's scored in every league so far for us. And I will take that if he does that. And if we get into the Premier League and he scores for us there, again, I will take that. But the game is ticking on nicely. There's been no other highlights. I'm going to check. Highlights haven't turned off. It's on key highlights, so it's still on highlights. I'm going to make a sub, though, as well. Let's make one last change for the game. Bree's looking tired. Again, I could bring on Odemeo on that right-hand side. He did it for us last season. I'm going to do it again. I don't want him to get tired. I don't want to burn out these new players that we've got in straight away. I don't want him to get injured, so I'm going to be a little bit wary about that. I'm going to leave the midfield twos by himself, but this is where the goal is going to come in. It's probably going to come from Odemeo making a mistake, maybe. But no, Lasley picks the ball up, plays to Odemeo, ball over the top. Raphael's in with the shot, saved by the keeper. It's the first highlight we've seen the whole of this second half, and the game's just ticking away. Hopefully it just ends with a 1-0 victory to us, and it does. We win our first game of the season. The stadium's looking pretty good. I'm pretty sure it didn't have kind of these terraces. I need to look at that and see if the stadium actually got upgraded or not. A good win for us. Where are we playing our games? I need to look at this, because I don't know whether it's changed and we're playing somewhere else that I don't know about. So just bear with me 1 second. Right, no, we were played at Weatherby Road, which is our actual ground. We've got 6,500 capacity, so it's not by far the biggest ground ever. We can actually extend it if we need to, and I will look at probably doing that at some point. So the ground isn't too bad. The pitch is okay. So that's not too bad. But we've got our first win in the Championship as well. That is awesome. So we go back to the schedule. 1-0. Confirm that win. 1-0. Tyree shaded within the first minute. The rest of it was a bit of a boring game. So that is fine by me. And I'm trying to think when we're going to come back next. I'm probably going to play through quite a bit here. Come back. We'll do Crystal Palace and Leeds. They're going to be 2 difficult games. We do have a Carabao Cup game against Grimsby in there. I'm not going to show you that. But Crystal Palace and Leeds, they're going to be a good 2 games to play, and then we'll probably see how we're going to be doing in these next couple of games. But the first win under a belt, which is good. We're continuing on a winning streak, are we? I believe as well. No, we're not. We lost against Crewe at the end of last season. Just a good run of form we've had. So hopefully we should do all right. And I'm just going to go league table. Let's just have a quick look. There we go. Can we just end the league now? We're in 5th place. That is fine. So guys and girls, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this first episode. We're in the Championship and it is glorious. It really is. We're 1 step closer to getting into the Premier League, and then we're 1 step closer to winning the Champions League. It's going to be a while. It's still going to be a long road ahead, but hopefully we can do it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Stay safe wherever you are. Take it easy, and I'll see you in a bit.